So hi guys, how have you been? Welcome to this channel. Now I was just watching a video here. I'm just going to react today. I'm not a reactor, I'm not a critic, but I'm just gonna react on a video that I just saw about one person who talked about many mistakes that they have made in life. But this person says, okay, the worst mistake that I made was to get a baby at 42. Getting the baby at 42 years, maybe the very first baby. And she talked about that and said it is very unfortunate that she even got that baby and even went into single motherhood. And I was like, oh my God, let me listen to this video. And I watched it and I was like, how can somebody think of that as you know, a misfortune? God can give you a baby anytime, and babies come from God. And I was like, hey, isn't this a blessing? Because guys, looking at this lady, I was like, does this lady know what it would have meant if she did not get this baby at all at even the age of 45? When you don't have a child at 45, does she even sit here to even imagine what it would mean not to have a baby at all? So does it even matter whether the baby comes at 42 or 45 or even 40? To me, it doesn't matter as long as the baby comes. Because to me, a baby is a blessing. And I want to say that when I looked at this video, I said single motherhood or else, otherwise is not even an issue. The issue here is getting a baby. It doesn't matter how you bring up this baby, because babies grow anyway. From whether you are single or married, babies grow, and a baby is a gift. And when God gives you a baby, He makes it happen that the baby grows. So it doesn't matter at all, at all. So I looked at this lady and I said, this lady should accept and know that this is a blessing to even get this baby at whatever age. And I remembered somebody who cried pain-free because of being called the word mama, in a public transport vehicle. And she was being asked, mama, move back, move back, the way the matatus, we call them matatus, public transport vehicles. They push you behind and they tell you to give space and all that. And then she was being addressed as a mama. And she had not gotten a baby. And she really was very, very bitter and said, why are you calling me mama? I don't even have a child. Yet this lady was like, I wish they would know the pains I go through not having a child. Yet they are calling me mama, not knowing that I would really want to have children, but I do not have. They are just reminding me of my misery. And she addressed it publicly and said, oh, may I tell you that I don't even have a child, so I don't deserve to be called mama. I wish I had children and you call me mama. Just tell me to move. And I was like, oh my God. I understand her pain, because she wishes to be called, that she would be called mama when she has a child or children. But the lady looked like she was 50. So everybody looked back and said, oh, she doesn't have a child? And the pain was evident on her face, that surely she doesn't have a child, yet she's being given a name. So to her, it was an insult. But then, how would she be called a girl or a young lady? Because actually, she looked aged. She looked a person of about 50 years old. So this one now that who is complaining, and she complained bitterly, and everybody ended up understanding her. And they said, okay, we apologize. We do not know. We did not know your situation, but we just want you to move back and give space. And she was like, these people get so worked out, not worked out. They get so emotional, and they are annoyed at everything that happens around them. And I think it is good to understand these people, because there are some situations in life that you go through, and you feel very, very emotional. So sometimes we understand them. And I understood this person, and I said, I wish everybody could understand them, that it is not their wish that they are addressed that way. So this one who is complaining about having a baby at 42 is just one thing, and thinking about it is another, because a baby is very, very important in people's lives, and it is good to even accept a baby at whatever age, because God is the one that gives babies. And if God decides to give you a baby at whatever age, I think it is always good to accept and understand that babies come from God. And does it matter who and whom you are going to bring up the baby with? Okay, it matters, because every woman maybe wants to share the joy of bringing up a child with somebody. Yeah, every woman wants that. And maybe she had wished she would share the joy of bringing up this child with somebody. But then it happened that she got pregnant at 42, gave birth, and was all alone, and she was complaining. But let me tell you, I would understand her still. I am having a tendency of understanding every situation and everybody. But I also want to say that when this child comes and God has given this child to you, um, you as a human being will feel, I wish I got this child when the father is there. But if it is not possible, and you are there and you are alone, and this child has come, the same God will give you the ability to bring up this child. And I also know that there is also this other aspect of you feeling like, where is my other part, so that this child will grow up seeing mommy and daddy. And I also want to say that this is very important, because children will always ask you, but mommy, where is my daddy? In school I was told, the other children were told to talk about their daddies, and I do not have a daddy. Where is my daddy? And when parents get asked this question, they are like, oh, I wish I could tell my child that there is a daddy somewhere. And sometimes we women feel very, very bad when we expose our children to this pain of not telling them where their fathers are. This is one thing I would understand when a woman says, okay, I'm all alone when bringing up a child. But there's also that aspect of saying, when this thing happens, also God gives you the wisdom on how to address it and what to tell this child. And you never know, you may even end up meeting a man even after giving birth to this child, because I've known people that have gotten married at whatever age, and they end up getting children when alone, but when bringing the children up, they even get people into their lives and they get married. And if that is your desire, I usually say in this channel that with everything, it just takes prayers. You just pray about it, and God is gonna bless you and give you the desires of your heart. So do not worry that you have gotten a baby at 42 and that you are doing it single-handedly, or you are a single mother. Don't worry about that. um, it is may appear like it is a problem, but I think it all starts with God and ends up with God. And the future belongs to God. It doesn't belong to you. It is your future, but it belongs to God. So ours is to leave everything to Him, because He's the giver of life, and to just accept what comes along. A child is always called a bundle of joy. So when children come, they are joy, and they give joy to us. They bring joy to us. So accept this joy that God will have given you. And when you age is when you know that really children are joy, because you age and you are like, children are joy. Let me tell you that it is joy to have children. If you are alone in old age, you that is when you know that you surely need somebody. Everybody needs somebody. So do not misunderstand the blessings of God for a curse, because a child is a blessing, and not having one maybe is not a curse, but it's painful. It is painful. So learn to just appreciate situations as they come, and also get to know that there's nothing that happens to you without God being in the equation. God giving you a child at 42, that's how he found it wise. And that is how it should go. So leave it at that and accept the blessings of God. And consider that a blessing, a very big blessing. So I want to encourage this lady and many others that may not have children, or maybe getting children at a later age in their lives, that it is well and it is a blessing, and that amongst the things that should trouble you, this should not be one of them. Actually, this should be considered a very, very big blessing. So get a child even at 45, and when God gives you a child at 50, appreciate and receive this child with joy. And the rest will follow, because um, He knows, God knows how these children will grow and how you will be even in your old age. So, should we repent for the things that we do without even thinking twice about the blessings of God, or about the utterances that we make that may sound not very good before the eyes of God? Should we repent? Yes, we should repent. When we come to our sobriety and we sit and think about some of these things, we should repent and tell God, God, forgive us. For sometimes we do things without thinking, sometimes we say things without thinking. God, forgive us. So that is what we should do. And I'm not judging anybody, but I'm just repenting on behalf of us who speak without thinking, because of the situations that we are facing. And also, I'm cognizant of the fact that we are going through issues and we sometimes talk and say things, but we annoy God in some way. May God forgive us. So, guys, thank you so much. I was just trying to catch up with you, and I know you are there, and I know you may not have subscribed to this channel. Kindly subscribe if you haven't, and let's try to grow this channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.